Very good. So we are going to look at communication for health innovation. This is an important topic to discuss. One of the characteristics of the healthcare industry is that it is a highly dynamic field where we have a lot of things happening, a lot of changes, a lot of research, a lot of innovations, changes in technology, a lot of research happening. So that means that there are a lot of new things that are likely to come up. So how do we make sure that we can communicate effectively such that uh, the people can actually utilize the innovations that are available? So that is the focus of our discussion this evening. So we'll know what health innovation is. I also understand what communication for innovation is. What strategies can we use in communication for health innovation projects, and how we can communicate to the different stakeholders about health innovations, and the role of communication basically in promoting health innovation. So those are our objectives for this session. Like I said, the healthcare industry is very dynamic. There are a lot of changes that are happening. You have technologies coming in, new methods of surgeries, new machines of imaging. We generate new knowledge from research. We have different solutions to improving health generally. So these are unique changes that happen that people need to be aware of such that they can actually adopt such that they can adopt these technologies or these innovations such that just a moment, looks like I did something. Okay, yes, such that people can be people can take advantage of the new technologies available or the new innovations available. So that means that the communication professionals have actually to play a very key role in making sure that people adopt these new technologies. So these new technologies or innovations can come from using technology, that is e-health or mobile health, to different modalities of delivering healthcare, to new drugs that are being introduced, to new equipment, to new diagnostic materials. So these are all new health innovations, okay? And they can basically change the health sector or the healthcare industry for good by improving patient outcomes. So that means, therefore, that health innovations are very, very, very important, and people should be aware of them. Okay, people should be aware of the innovations that are actually happening. Then, Marol, you have entered with your mic on. Okay, so what do these health professionals do? First of all, you need to understand the innovation process. If there is a new way of conducting a surgery, how did that new way of conducting that surgery come about? Or if there is a new device that is used in diagnosis, how did it come out? Okay, so the process of innovation it has multiple stages. There's the invention stage, then there's the product innovation, and then the systems innovation. Okay, so that is the process of developing this new device or product that can help in health. But now also the people who are going to use this innovation or this product, they also undergo stages. The stage of awareness, that is knowing about a given medical product or a given medicine, and then generating interest, and then evaluating to see if they can actually use it, and then trying it out, okay, and then finally accepting this new device or product, okay. So that means that whereas the process of making this product is also having multiple stages, but also the people who are going to use this product also go through different stages, okay. So the transition from one stage to the other needs proper communication. If you don't create awareness, people will not know. If you don't generate interest, you will have the product, but people are not using it. Okay? So you need to understand all these levels. So Rogers' theory basically gives us the different categories of people based on their willingness to embrace innovations. People don't adopt new things at the same rate. Okay? When mobile phones came up, there are those who rushed to buy and there are those who hesitated. But then as time went on, they realized that it's actually important to have a mobile phone. The same thing with the smartphones. The smartphones came, there are those who bought them, and then there are those who hesitated but later on bought, and now everyone is almost talking about smartphones. So it's the same way. When you have a new product, you will have people embracing these technologies at different rates. There are those who will embrace the technologies fast. There are those who will delay. Okay? So this is what we have, is that we have very few people can innovate. And then very, very few people can adopt early. And then we have what we call early majority, those who adopt the technology or the innovation later on, that after the early adopters. We have what we call the early majority. And then later on, the late majority, and then the people who are last to accept the technology are the ones who are the laggards. Okay, this forms about 16%. So this therefore means, for example, this diagram illustrates that if you have a population of 10 million, okay, 10 million people, you'll have 2.5% who are innovators. And then the innovations that have been created, about 13% of the 10 million will be people who will accept that technology very fast, or that innovation. And then later on, after some time, we'll have 34% as majority, early majority. And then in the next phase, we'll have the late majority. And then these ones who are actually very hesitant, the last ones, the laggards, were 16%. So this definitely tells you that if there is any innovation that is happening, not all people will embrace it at a go. It will take time for people to embrace. It's just like what we are experiencing as Risto University. We are basically almost the first online university in the country. And then, of course, we understand that there are people who actually still doubt what we do. And they are not fast at jumping and enrolling. They want to take their own time in analyzing what we do, such that they can actually do it later on. So basically, this is what happens with any new innovation. So that means that as a healthcare manager, you need to know that if there is another technique of let us say, diagnosis, of imaging, of testing for malaria, people will doubt it. Okay? For example, these days we have what you call the oral HIV test. Okay? Someone will actually, people will say, but will it give us the accurate test? I mean, the accurate results. So they will be doubtful. So that means that healthcare managers or communication professionals need to be able to provide information, accurate information, to individuals such that the adoption of this new technology can actually happen. So they become facilitators. They train, okay? They health educate. They persuade, okay? They share information. So that is what basically happens. That when new technologies happen, you will have people who will be doubtful. But as a health professional, as a health communicator, you need to be able to educate, train, persuade, and share information so that people can understand the new innovation. So how can you achieve that? You can talk to journalists such that they can write articles about this new technology. You can organize a workshop where you invite specific people, specific stakeholders, or you can invite the general public and then they witness how the product works. For example, if there is a new tap that can clean water, people may doubt whether it works or it doesn't. So you can organize an event and do it and perform the procedure. Get this tap, put it in water, and then you see the water getting cleaned, okay, or decontaminated, okay. So you can organize an event. You can organize what you call institutional campaigns, okay. You start writing to other organizations about what you're basically doing, and say that you are basically promoting your product or your innovation. That means you also need to establish communication with other stakeholders beyond the organization. So that means you need to know who are the people who could have interest in the innovation, and then you start engaging them. So that means that you need to be able to write to them about your new product. Sometimes you may need to create public debates such that these people discuss, have an open discussion about the new innovations. Okay? As these debates are going on, there is sharing of information. There is you have the room to dispel misinformation and disinformation. Okay, and then you're creating an awareness, but you're also generating interest. So that's the importance of public debates. But all these are basically techniques that you can use so that people can start to understand your product. So it's not only about sharing information that you will actually do as a health professional in managing health innovations. You will have stakeholders who may not agree with the health innovation that you have. Okay? Maybe it causes other effects. Maybe they fear what they don't know. So you may need to enter into negotiations with them. That's part of communication. You need to coordinate activities. You need to engage communities and also conduct advocacy. Okay? So that means that your roles as a health communication professional actually more than communicating information about a new product. Okay? So the other thing that you really need to understand about innovations is that you don't necessarily need to look at innovation in the traditional way. Okay? You need to look at innovation in 3 layers: the hardware, the organware, and then the software. Okay? This actually has the implication that you see, for a product to come out, there are many processes, there are many relations, and there are many institutions that will actually be involved. Okay? And therefore, when you're looking at innovations, for example, how an innovation about a device on how to take blood pressure, that device is a hardware, okay? Then the next aspect that you also need to look at is the organizational arrangement, which basically is the hardware, okay? Uh, what sort of organization do you have, or what sort of organizations are you having, and how is this innovation going to spread within organizations? That's the second aspect that you really need to know about. And then the software part, which is basically the knowledge, the meaning, and the discussions or the discourse around the innovation. That is the software. Okay? So if you look at innovations in a broader sense, you're basically looking at what we call system innovation, which is understanding that we have different stakeholders that work in a highly dynamic and complex environment. Okay? And therefore, if you're going to promote an innovation, it's better you look at the systems innovation aspect, where you're going to coordinate action amongst interdependent stakeholders in an environment which is highly dynamic and complex. So you need to talk with people who have interest in your health innovation. The government plays a key role, community leaders, scientists, universities, NGOs, the community itself. Okay? You need to talk to understand that for the message to go out there, you need communication professionals, journalists, public relations officers. These are very important in spreading messages about the health innovation. So you need to keep them close. And then the next aspect is if you have an innovation about what I used earlier on, a new BP machine, it means you need to get the endorsement of the professional bodies. You need to start having strategic conversations about your innovation with professional councils or professional bodies related to health, such that you can have conversations about them actually endorsing and actually making sure that these things actually become institutionalized. Okay? And then also you need to understand that innovations can spread through different channels. Earlier on, we saw the mass media channels, but also they can spread through the word of mouth. Okay? You hearing it from someone else, or someone else telling you about a new way of doing things. So we are going to end there this time. We shall pick it from there, I think, tomorrow. If you have any questions,